Hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing very well and spending this precious time by some learning. So let's join us with our channel Nija Education and subscribe it to get many more educational videos. So today we are going to discuss about multiplication of integers. If you have seen the previous parts of this chapter, in that we had a discussion about how to add and subtract integers, and now we are going to see how to multiply integers. So integers can be either positive or negative. So let's see what happens if we are going to multiply the various kind of integers together. Let's start with two positive integers first. I am going to take 2 and 10, and as you can see both are positive and answer will be 20. So this is how you can multiply two positive integers, and this you all are knowing. Now next one is how to multiply a positive and negative integers. Let's take two integers, one is positive, other one is negative. 8 is positive integer, minus 2 is negative integers. So while multiplying a positive and a negative integers, first thing you need to do is ignore the sign and then do the multiplication. If we are going to ignore the sign, 8 multiplied by 2, 8 multiplied by 2 is equal to 16, and in the answer we need to add the minus sign. So this is how you can multiply one positive and one negative integer. What we need to do? We need to ignore the sign, we need to multiply the integers as positive integers, and in the answer we are going to add the minus sign. So from this we can conclude that if we are going to multiply one positive and one negative integer, then answer will be always negative. Now let's move toward this point, multiplying two negative integers. What happens if we are going to multiply two negative integers? Let's see that also by one example. Here I am going to take minus 2 multiplied by minus 3, and as you can see both the integers are negative. Here also first you need to ignore the sign. Ignored. What left? 2 multiplied by 3. 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 6, and this is your answer. So from this we can conclude like if we are going to multiply two negative integers, then multiplication will be always positive. Now let's see what happens if we are going to multiply more than two integers. So just now we have seen how to multiply the integers, and now we are going to see what happens if we are going to multiply 3 or more than 3 integers. Here I have listed two examples. In first I have taken 3 integer and second 4 integers, as you can see. So let's first solve this example and then we will conclude what happens if we are multiplying 3 or more integers. So here first I have listed minus 2 multiplied by minus 5 multiplied by minus 3. So first I am going to multiply minus 2 multiplied by minus 5, and then we will multiply minus 3. If you want to multiply these two first, then also you can do. Now just now we have seen when we are going to multiply two negative integers, the result will be always positive. 2 multiplied by 5 is equal to 10. 10 multiplied by minus 3. Now here we got one positive and one negative integer, and one positive and one negative integer will be always answer as minus 30. Now let's see next example. Here I have taken minus 1 multiplied by minus 3 multiplied by minus 4 multiplied by minus 5. So first I am going to multiply this two term first, then minus 4 multiplied by minus 5. The multiplication of any two negative integer will be always positive. 3 multiplied by 4 5s are 20. 20 multiplied by 3 is equal to 60. So if you have noticed, if we are multiplying 3 negative integers, we are getting the result as negative, and if we are multiplying 4 integers, we are getting result as positive. In 2 integers also we are getting result as positive. So from this example we can conclude like that if the given integers are in odd number, then result will be in negative, and if given integers are in even number, then result will be positive. If we are going to add one positive and one negative, so in that negative is only 1. So we are getting result as negative. If we are going to multiply by 2 negative, we are getting the result as positive. So if we are going to multiply by 1 negative term, 3 negative terms, 5 negative terms and so on. In short, if the given negative integers are in odd numbers, then we are getting the result as negative. And if the given negative integers are in even numbers, then we will be getting the result as positive. Now let's see the properties of multiplication. So now let's see properties of multiplication of integers. But before directly going to the properties, we are going to solve some of the sums. As you can see, I have listed many sums on the board. Let's solve this first. First one is 7 multiplied by minus 3. And if we are going to multiply one positive and one negative integer, then what we need to do? We need to ignore the sign, we need to do the multiplication and we need to add the minus sign to the answer. Next one is minus 2 multiplied by minus 4. And just now we have seen the multiplication of two negative integers always results as positive. 2 multiplied by 4 is equal to 8. So if you have noticed in first two example, if we are going to multiply any integers, we are getting answer as integers. So this is your first property, which is named as closure property for multiplication, and it is stated that if we are going to multiply two integers, the result you will get as an integer always. Let's move to our third example, 6 multiplied by minus 5, and that will be minus 30. Here another is minus 5 multiplied by 6, minus 30. These two examples seems like same, but here they have interchanged that place, but still result is same. So from these two examples we can conclude like that if we are going to multiply integers in any order, the result will be same, and this is your commutative property for integers. Next one is minus 26 multiply 0, and as we all are knowing, if we are going to multiply any integer by 0, the result will be 0 always. 0 multiplied by 100, that is also 0. So from these two examples we can state it like that if we are going to multiply any integer by 0, the result will be 0 always. So this is your multiplication by 0 for the integer. Next one is 20 multiplied by 1. 20 multiplied by 1 is 20. 1 multiplied by minus 32. This is minus 32. So as you have seen, here I have multiplied 20 with 1 and I have got as 20. And here I have multiplied minus 32 by 1 and I have got same answer as minus 32. So from this two example we can conclude like that if we are going to multiply any number by 1, then we are getting number itself in the result. So this you can say as multiplication identity for multiplication of integers. Now let's see another example. Here I have written minus 10 multiply 8 multiplied by minus 2. So we are going to multiply three integers. So first I am going to do this two first, minus 10 multiplied by 8, and I am taking in the bracket. So minus 10 multiplied by 8 will be minus 80 multiplied by minus 2, and minus 80 multiplied by minus 2 will result as 160. Now the same example we are going to solve, but this time I will take this two first. Let's do so. Minus 10 multiplied 8 multiplied minus 2. Solve this first. 8 multiplied by minus 2 will be minus 16. Now we are having minus 10 multiplied by minus 16, and which will be 160. So if you have noticed, we have changed the order here, but we are getting the result same. So this is your associative property for multiplication, and it is stated like that if we are going to change the order, then also result will remain the same. Next one is minus 4 multiplied by 6 plus 2. Let's solve this first. 6 plus 2 is 8 and minus 4 multiplied by 8 will be minus 32. But as you can see, this 4 is in multiplication with 6 also, and this 4 is in multiplication with 2 also, because minus 4 multiplied by whole 6 plus 2. So this bracket is in the multiplication with minus 4. So we can also solve this example like minus 4 multiplied by 6 first plus minus 4 multiplied by 2. Let's solve this. Minus 4 multiplied by 6 will be minus 24 plus minus 4 multiplied by 2 will be minus 8. Here minus and plus sign comes together, and as we have already seen in previous parts that minus plus will be minus. So minus 24 minus 8 will be minus 32. So as you have seen, I have solved this example like first and second, and result we got same number minus 32. So this is your distributive property for multiplication. So just now we have discovered 6 properties for multiplication. Now let's see this all 6 properties in one frame. So my dear student, just now we have seen 6 properties of multiplication by examples. Now let's see quickly. First one is closure property. The closure property stated that the product of any two integer is always as an integer. If we are going to multiply integer a and b, then the product, the answer that we will get, that is also we are going to get in the form of integer only. Second one is commutative property. It is stated that a multiplied by b is equal to b multiplied by a. That means if we are going to multiply any integers and if we are going to change their order, then also the result will be same. Third one is multiplication by 0, and as we all are knowing, if we are going to multiply any number by 0, the result will be 0 always. Fourth one is multiplication identity. That stated that if we are going to multiply by any number with 1, then we are going to get the result as that number itself. Suppose a is any integer, then a multiplied by 1 is equal to 1 multiplied by a is equal to a. That means multiplication by 1 result as number itself. Next one is associative property. It is stated that a multiplied by b multiplied by c is equal to a multiplied by b multiplied by c. That means for any 3 integers a, b and c, if we are going to multiply that in any order, the result will be same always. Sixth one is distributive property for multiplication, and it is like a multiplied by b plus c is equal to a multiplied by b plus a multiplied by c. So my dear student, this all are the 6 properties for multiplication of integers. And if you have seen and remember my previous parts, in previous parts we have studied about the properties of addition of integers, and this all the 5 properties are same also for integer, except this multiplication identity and distributive property. So you can relate also the properties of addition and multiplication, and you can remember it easily. Now let's see some of the example on the basis of properties of multiplication. So just now we have seen the properties of multiplication of integers, and now we are going to apply that properties on some of the examples. First one I have taken as 25 multiplied by 2 multiplied by minus 4. I am going to solve this term first. 25 multiplied by 2 will 50 multiplied by minus 4. And as you can see here, we got one positive integer, one negative integer. How to do the multiplication of that? We need to ignore the sign, then we need to multiply the numbers, and we need to add the minus sign in the answer. 50 multiplied by 4 is equal to 200, and if we are adding minus sign, it will become minus 200. So which property we have used over here of multiplication? Yes, you are right. We have used associative property of multiplication. Next example is 58 multiplied by 13. This multiplication you can do as you are multiplying whole number, but here we need to apply the properties. So this 58 we can write as 50 plus 8. 50 plus 8 is 58, right? Multiply by 13. So here we can use distributive property of multiplication, that is 50 multiplied by 13 plus 8 multiplied by 13. You need to solve this two bracket first, then you are going to add, then you will have your answer. So here I am giving you task to solve these sums and get the answer. Let's move toward the last example. Minus 71 multiplied by blank is equal to minus 71. Now what should come in this blank? If you have noticed, if I am going to multiply this number with anything over here, I am getting the number itself. So which property of multiplication we can use over here? Yes, we can use the property of multiplication identity, and it is stated that if we are going to multiply by any number with 1, then we are going to get the answer as number itself. So here we have used multiplication identity. So my dear students, here we are going to conclude this session of properties of multiplication. First we have seen the properties of multiplication, then we have applied it also. I hope you all understood it very well, and now you all are also ready to apply the properties of multiplication. Thank you.